We're going to move on and talk about Rangers. Now, Pete, we saw the Union Bears leave the game early, actually, against Dundee, despite a huge victory in the end. What were your thoughts on that? And actually, do you think that protest was fair from the fans?
Yeah, it's obviously the fans aren't happy at the minute. You never like to see it. Fans leaving the stadium early and everything else. It creates a bit of a strange atmosphere inside the stadium. Obviously, there's a lot of discontent from Rangers fans that obviously they had the league in their hands just up to about a month ago, and then obviously some poor results against Ross County and Dundee handed the initiative back to Celtic. But I think there's been improvement since Philippe Clement's come in and everything else. When before Clement came in, they were at least 7 points behind Celtic, and it looked like Celtic would have the league wrapped up pretty early this season. But Clement's definitely got an improvement out of the side. I can see signs that Rangers could again make another push for the title next season as well, as long as they get the right investment and make the right moves in the transfer market as well. So I can understand fans' frustration because the opportunity was there when Celtic were wobbling a bit, that they could have gone on and won this title as well. But the key difference probably in the title race this year has been the results in the Old Firm. Celtic have won 3 of them and drawn the other, and that's probably been the key difference.
I mean, Paul, going into it, it looks like they are, they're set to finish second. Can the squad be confident going into the Champions League knockout rounds following this season's results for them? And actually, how important is it they do qualify for their revenue to look to boost their squad going into the summer?
Yeah, they will do. And it's a transfer window that the manager hasn't had. He's not had a summer transfer window. Time to change his squad. I agree. I think they have improved. I mean, you look where Michael Beale, I think he was the wrong appointment from the start, Michael Beale. And he's come back down to England and things haven't gone well for him. He's not done particularly well in any managerial jobs that he's had since. So I think changing the manager at that time, it was inevitable. But I think the team, the results, I mean, look at the instant impact that Clement had. I think it was a defeat away. Was it in Greece or it was Greece or Athens? I think it was I'm sure it was in Europe, and they got knocked out of Europe. And then since that point, they went on a fantastic run of winning games, and they put themselves in with an opportunity of winning the league. But I understand the frustration, the defeats at Ross County. So the results against Ross County, the Dundee game, the Dundee game was on and off. That was a shambles, wasn't it? The Dundee fixture almost handed the title back to Celtic. But I think next year they've got optimism to look forward to next year and a serious title challenge with the nucleus of the squad he's got, with some more players coming in the summer. And the Champions League is a huge boost for them revenue-wise. Obviously, qualification rounds of the Champions League, but get through that, then there's another revenue stream for the club.
Pete, it looks like John Lundstrom's set to leave the club on a free transfer. Is there anyone else, please, you can update us on who's likely to follow? Are we expecting quite a few exits from Ibrox this summer? How many potentially could leave in the summer?
Yeah, I think there'll be quite a few players probably leaving the club. At the end of the season, obviously Lundstrom is out of contract, and it looks like he is exploring his options maybe to move back down to England, which will be a blow to Rangers because he is a key man there and had great success up at Ibrox. Borna Barisic as well, the left back, looks like he'll be moving on a free transfer as well. Talk of him moving to Turkey with Trabzonspor. Leon Balogun, the centre back as well, he's out of contract. I would expect him potentially to move on. And then there's other players like Fabio Silva, who's been on loan from Wolves. I don't think that will become permanent, so he might be on the move elsewhere as well. So yeah, there'll be a lot of players needed at Rangers. I think next season the worry for Rangers probably is if they don't qualify for the Champions League group stages, and obviously Celtic do. There's a big difference in revenue for those summer transfer budgets, and obviously there is a bit of a gulf in class right now, I think, between Celtic and Rangers, as well as Rangers have done right now. If you look at the squads, Celtic's is a lot stronger, and I'm sure Brendan Rodgers will be looking to capitalise on that this summer with guaranteed money from the Champions League group stages to make Celtic even stronger. So yeah, Rangers can't really afford to miss out on the Champions League qualification this summer, but we know it's not easy getting through those group stages because there is some good teams in there as well. And obviously, I think to try and attract the best players, you need to be playing in the Champions League because the Scottish clubs aren't able to compete with the clubs in England when it comes down to contracts and finances. So yeah, big summer ahead for Rangers. And as I said, Paul's mentioned it's going to be Clement's first summer transfer window. So he'll be expecting to be backed in that window to bring in his own signings.
I mean, Pete, you mentioned there Fabio Silva. What does the future hold potentially, please, for Abdallah Sima or Oscar Cortez, both of the loanees? Are we expecting either to be made permanent? Do you think they're going to return to their clubs? What do we see for their future potentially at Ibrox?
Yeah, I think Rangers would love to sign Sima. He's been a success during his loan spell from Brighton. Obviously, he's been injured recently, and his absence has been felt by Philippe Clement's side. Again, we'll have to wait and see what Brighton want to do with Sima. Will they want to sell him, or do they think maybe another loan move might be best for him? But yeah, I think Rangers would love to make that loan deal permanent. Regards Cortez, obviously he's maybe not had as much of an impact as Sima has at Ibrox, but I'm sure Philippe Clement will be weighing this all up to see whether the finances are there to try and make these loan deals permanent as well, and other areas of the squad that he needs strengthening. He'll be looking at his budget to see what he can potentially do. So yeah, now the season is coming to a close in Scotland. I'm sure there will be discussions held with Sima and Cortez just to see if there's a potential for those deals to become permanent.
You've just watched a segment from Football Insider's brand new podcast, The Inside Track, with me, Lewis Pearce, alongside the guests on the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. Please do give the video a like, comment your thoughts on the topic, and feel free to share on your social media pages. If you want to listen to the full podcast episode, click the link in the description below. Keep your eyes peeled for plenty more content and exclusives here on The Inside Track.